Yes, we got Leanne, Randall, Joy. We got so many chairmans in the chats. I love this. Grace going chairman, Sydney going chairman. I love it. Well, you're in good company. So yes, Elena's as well. Wonderful. Well, we're going to talk about some things. We're going to have some chairman chats today. Okay. And I'm bringing up some chairmen and some future chairmen to share these conversations and these strategies with you, these lessons that we've learned and these things that you can apply right now so that you can take your step towards, so that you can continue moving, because we know that it's already done, right? How many of you know that chairman is already done for you? That it is done. It is just a matter of the time passing, the skills building, the contacts being made, and the right things happening. That's already done. Question's only when, right? Right? Yes, Grace, Leanne, absolutely. David, I'm so excited because this is what we're going to do. We're going to share with you the action steps of what chairmen do the week before convention and the week after convention so that you can have all the tools and everything that you need to succeed here, because this is practice. Doctors practice medicine. They spend 8 years paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to school. And then once they get out of school, they're still practicing. And so this is the same thing. There is training, there are tools, there are hours that need to be put in. There's money spent on training, and there's so much that's done to build us into the chairman that we are meant to be, just like the doctors are. And there's a lot of chairmen that make more money than doctors. So and we help lots of people too. It's a very rewarding role. And so if that's on your heart, you are definitely in the right place. Now, I want to share with you, even if you are here for the buildings or for the trading side of the business, and that's your main focus at this time, know that these skills and these tactics, these resources, they all apply. And what it takes to win at one thing is the same thing it takes to win at others. How many of you were on with Doc Spills today at 1:00 on the chairman mindset call? Put a 1 for 1:00. It was 1:00 Pacific Standard. He was talking, he literally was using trading terms to talk about the mindset it takes in business, because that was just my favorite. All of the top leaders are also very much products of the product. And it's my very, very favorite part about this business is that there's so many different lanes and areas that we can find ourselves in. So you get to find yours. And leading people so that they can find their freedom as well is such a beautiful gift. And that's what chairman really is about. So that's what we're here to do, is to pay it forward, to pour into you. So I'm going to start with a little bit of housekeeping. So you may be brand new with us. And if you are, I want you to put a 5 in the chat, and I want to celebrate you. I'm so excited for our newbies. I know we have some new people that'll be watching the replay and that are on here tonight. Lynn, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Hi, Nando. Welcome to the team. Yes, a VGJ. I'm not sure what that stands for. Jordan, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, Tara. I'm so grateful for our new team members. Our team is absolutely exploding. We have the fastest growing team in the world, and we're so excited to add each and every one of you on here. Cassie, you're here. Hi, Jim, you're brand new. Yes, I love it. Oh, that's Vekas. Hey, or Vikas. Sorry, I apologize for saying that incorrectly. Vikas, I'll get it right. I'll get it right. Yes, hello, everybody. All right, so we're going to talk to you a little bit about this event. It's called West Palm Beach. This is our company convention, and this is the best part. Okay, it's not quite the best part because there's a lot of time and money freedom. There's a lot of amazing people you'll meet, but this is the best tool, the best resource, the best secret, if there is one, to success. Because there's no real shortcuts in success, but there's definitely there's some recipes that when you have the actual recipe, instead of trying to do it by instinct, that work really well. Mentorship, high on the list. And how do you get mentorship? Proximity and access. You have to have access to your mentors to learn from them. And what I find is being at live events, not only do you get access to mentors, do you get access to information that's only shared with the people who invest in themselves, but you also get to see the big picture of the company. You get to see what's happening globally. You get to see where we're going as an entire academy. And you also get to see how many other people really are having their lives changed by this. You get to see people that go from $2 a day busking in Peru to making $50,000 a month in a few short years. You get to see people who are on the brink of bankruptcy who went and they retired their parents. You get to see some really cool stories of starving students who have gone to create seven-figure empires. It's incredible what you get to see, and it's so much fun. It's basically a party. So for any of you who are like, I want more fun, because that's what happened for me. I got to my big fancy job. I had gone to school, got the good job, bought the rental house, and I was like, where'd the fun go? Like, can we go ride bikes? How many of you wanted a refund on adulting? Just put refund in the chat, because I definitely was like, I did not sign up for this. There's a lot of bills and a lot of work. And I cannot believe how often I have to do laundry. Refund, right? And I work all day, every day. It felt like I was like, oh my gosh. And so when I found that I could find a place where I could serve the world, where I could make a lot of money, and that I could have a ton of fun, I was like, sign me up again. So you're here, you're in the right place. And so what happens is our family, our team comes together at these events. We share these experiences. We have a ton of fun. We dance, we take pictures. We also learn the strategies to make the most efficient money we've ever made, to be able to get the results in our time, in our life, in our debt, in our financial situations, and the getting out of the jobs we don't love, that we get the results that we're looking for. So it's the most efficient and effective way to make the biggest results, to win and be around all the winners. Because everyone who's making millions will be there. Not everyone who's there will be making millions, but every seven-figure person that I know that's leading the charge will be in West Palm Beach. So this is our company convention. They happen twice a year. They're very exclusive events. They're only for the people that are serious about winning. How many of you are serious? Hi, Tammy. How many of you are serious about building your empire? You're serious about changing your financial situation. You're serious about doing something new and different and bigger than maybe your parents have or than you're currently in. You're looking for more. You see that there gotta be more than this. There's gotta be more than this, right? It can't just be go to work, pay bills, go home and watch Netflix. There's got to be more, right? Yes, for those of you who are serious, this is the event for you. You absolutely want to make sure you're there. All the shortcuts, all the mentorship, all the relationships, all the efficient systems, all the money makers, all the winners, they're all going to be there, and we're going to come together and make this happen. And so I want you to know that if you are one of those serious people, West Palm Beach is the place for you. And this is happening March 10th, 11th, and 12th. There are definitely, there's a few leaders who have tickets available. There's definitely some we can find for you. I know there's a few that are sold out. So there's after parties, there's women's events, there's fun music. They bring in some of the greatest speakers, some of my favorite moments. I got to see Bob Proctor. I'm so grateful for him. He rest his soul. He was speaking at one of my very first I Am event, and it changed my life forever hearing how he put things. And I had never heard him say it like that. And so there's moments, there's those decisions that you make at events that will change your life forever. And so if you are brand new, you're one of those new people and you're not registered for West Palm Beach, reach out to someone the person that invited you here. Reach out to the person that you're working with as a mentor, the person that you look up to, that you are excited to be connected with, that person that is helping you through the beginning stages of really taking the reins on your education. They're going to help you get that ticket, and they're going to help you get across any borders that are physically capable of being crossed. And anyone who has not yet got their ticket, that has been on the team for some time, I want you to know that if this is your sign, if you're wondering, should I go, should I not? I don't know. It's a lot. I'm telling you right now, right here, if you can hear my voice, you are absolutely meant to be there. And everything that you overcome, and every excuse, every obstacle, every logistic, every conversation with family members, every financial thing, everything that you overcome will come back to you, because you will reap what you sow. And when you sow into yourself, you are good soil. Have you ever heard that story of the ambitious sower with excellent seed? One of my mentors does a great training on planting seeds. And what I can tell you is that when someone is hungry to learn, they've decided to go and do something big with their life. They're surrounded by winners and they've been given the roadmap. That's the sign of someone who's got everything it takes. And so know that you deserve it. You're worth it, and you should be there. Just by hearing my voice, know that that means you're meant to be there. And so I want you to be there. I can't wait to see you there. And I know that on behalf of the people you lead, on behalf of the family members that you're sacrificing for, those people that don't understand why you're getting up at 5 a.m. or why you're staying up late to study, why you keep staring at charts, and why you keep looking at your crypto portfolio, those people, those of us who are doing this with you, we need you there so that you can go and learn what it takes to go to the next level. So the first thing is West Palm Beach. That's coming up in Florida, 10th, 11th, 12th. Get back to the person that invited you here, and they will help you strategize ways around getting to that event. Okay. Now, for those of you who are already going to West Palm Beach, we have some amazing training today. And I'm actually going to bring up a couple of people. And Darla, if you're in a place where you can speak, I would love for you to put your hand up. Because one of the things that I've done in my life is I have set a lot of targets and a lot of goals that I didn't hit. And I have set a lot of targets and a lot of goals that I have hit. And what I want to share with you is that you can make a decision to be the kind of person that finishes. Okay. And Morgan, Darla, these are amazing women who I've personally worked with who finish what they start. All of our leaders, all of our team leads in this entire company are two. They just happen to be two ladies that are on here tonight. Okay. So we're going to talk about when you set out to set a goal and you set a timeline, right? Maybe you want to have your goal done by West Palm Beach, for example, right? Because if you're a P1000, and for those of you who don't know what P1000 is, that's 30 people or more. And if you are a P1000, you get to walk on stage with people who are earning 500, 1,000, or 500, 10,000, 100,000, a million, 25,000, crazy amounts of money per month. That it's incredible. These people that are pouring into you, these educators that are teaching you every day, you get to walk on the same stage as them, and you get to shake hands with Alex Morton, who's a Forbes top 30 under 30. He's the top networker in the entire world. You get to be amongst them and know that you're walking on the same stage, and you have all the same tools and all the same support. So you're really going to be able to get really phenomenal results. And I can't wait for you to feel what it feels like to get on that stage. I know there was a ton of you that were on there in Houston, and that is one of those goals that a lot of people have. And we're running into the finish line. We're running into the finish line for those goals. And so I also know here we are beginning of March. Some people started 2022 off with a bang, and maybe they need to push their goals, and they really need to continue them forward so that they can complete them and actually achieve victory. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I want to bring up the beautiful Morgan Ustra, and she's going to tell us a little bit about a story about how she's pushed to the last minute, how she really made her goals happen in a way that required some last minute effort. And so I have to tell you about Morgan. I met her a couple of years ago through this academy. All of my favorite people are either people that are in this academy or I've met here. I swear to goodness. If any of you guys can relate, put some fives in the chat. And Morgan, she has a heart of gold. This woman is absolutely consistent and diligent. She's always checking up and checking in. She's one of those people that is so considerate of those around her and is absolutely on a mission to empower the people that anyone who can hear her voice, that to be empowered with financial freedom. And she's a goal getter. She gets her goals. And just like me, she's definitely set some big goals that she didn't crush, and she set some goals that she has. And so Morgan, would you tell them a little bit about what it's like to really push into that last minute, and any kind of mindset tips or things that you've done to help you complete those goals right when it's crunch time?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Shanda. Thank you for taking your Sunday evening to lead these calls and just pouring into everybody, whether they're in your direct organization or not. It's you're just such a blessing to the entire team. So thank you. Guys, I am so excited to be on here tonight. Usually it's Rich that you see on these trainings. Every now and then, he's busy actually pushing into the last minute right now. He's enrolling somebody. And so, I get the call. So we work as a team, and usually he's the face of it and I'm working in the background. But that's what happens when you're pushing into the last minute. Sometimes you do things that you don't necessarily normally do because that's what it calls for. And you guys, I've been an athlete my whole life, and business and athletics are not entirely different. There's so many similarities when you think about it. Most of the time, it's what you're doing in the background that nobody sees that makes the most difference when you get out on the field. And so it's the same thing going into convention. If you want to walk across that stage, if you want to be on the field and play the championship game, you got to do what it takes in the background where nobody's watching, in the practice pen, that nobody sees. And so something that Rich and I have done always is that we've used convention as a tool, right? So coming into convention, the calls that we're making are calls like, I'm going to a convention, a company convention in 4 days and 3 days and 2 days and 1 day, whatever it is. And coming out of this convention, I can guarantee you that I'm going to have some big leaders joining my organization. And I want to give you the opportunity to jump on that train, to jump on that wave before I go to convention, so that you can position yourself in a place ahead of those leaders, so that you can be positioned, so that those leaders benefit your organization. And, walking all the way through convention, we're still on the phone, we're still reaching out to people, we're still making those phone calls, because that's when our vibration and our energy is the highest. And guys, I have to tell you a funny story about our very first convention. It doesn't really pertain to pushing into the last minute, but I just think that it's such a fitting story for this. Our very first I Am convention 2.5 years ago, we were in Dallas, Texas, and we had just enrolled. And, the vibration was so high that Rich stepped out of convention in the middle of a speaker because he had to enroll somebody. He just knew that he had to phone this person and get them on the phone and get them enrolled and get them into the system. And he didn't even know how to find his link. He had to ask a guy in the hallway. He's like, yo, dude, are you an I Am? And this guy was like, yeah, for sure, I'm an I Am. And he's like, okay, cool, I have somebody that I need to get enrolled. How do I find my link? And so this guy took Rich's phone in the hallway of the convention and scrolled through his I Am Academy website and found his link for him. And so that's how we actually got one of our first enrollments into the academy. So my point of that is that you just have to go. You don't have to be prepared. You don't have to have a plan. You just have to be there, because the entire point of convention is that you're going to pick up one or two things. There's going to be so much there, but you're going to pick up one or two things that could change the entire course of your business, right? For some of you, it might be vision. For some of you, it might be the practical tips and tricks. It might be, the skill set that you need. For others, it might be a relationship that's going to, be your accountability partner or your running mate. Whatever it is, just go to convention knowing that it's going to be one or two things that can propel your business to the very next level. And I remember when we were getting ready to go to London, this was holy moly, 2 years ago. Time flies. We were getting ready to go to London, and guys, I'll tell you this, Shanda was talking about setting goals that you haven't hit yet. And when we were getting ready to go to London, we wanted so bad to be chairman going into London, and we just weren't there. We were Platinum 5000s, and I'll be honest, we weren't strong Platinum 5000s. And we wanted to be chairman going into London because we wanted to be sitting in that chairman section, and it just didn't happen. but we didn't let that hold us back. We didn't let that be an excuse for not going to London. We were like, okay, we have to get to London because that's the only way that we're going to get to chairman. And so, you know, we flew halfway across the world for us. Some of you guys are a little bit closer to London than we were in Canada, but, you know, we flew to London on our very last dollar. I'll be totally transparent. We had not a lot left in the bank account. We were like living like paupers in London and eating takeout as cheaply as possible. But you know what? For me, at that event, I caught vision. I caught a new energy to go out and share this with people. And for Rich, you know, he just caught a whole new level of fire. He was like, no, we got to do this. And he was able to have a few key conversations that gave him the skill set, or upped his skill set, I should say, to get us to the next level. And we came out of London. We went Chairman 10 in, gosh, like less than a month. And from there, we went Chairman 25 in less than 2 months after that. So you guys, my point is if you're not at the goals that you want to be at, make sure that you're at convention. I know it's only a couple days away, but do whatever you can possibly do to get there, because that's how you ensure you get to the goals. I can guarantee you that not everybody that's going to be at convention is going to rank up, but everybody that's going to rank up is going to be at convention because they're there. They know the importance of rubbing shoulders with the people that are doing it. They know the importance of getting the message that's going to come through all of the incredible leaders that are going to come across that stage, right? And they know the importance of building the relationships with the team. You guys, we've been in the middle of a pandemic, and so many of us don't even, you know, we haven't even gotten the chance to meet each other, right? Like, it was so amazing. Stacy, Pap, and I were on totally different teams, but we got to go for wine today. And it was just so amazing to have that community. And that's what you're going to get at these conventions. You're going to get to, you know, see these faces and hug the people that you've seen on Zoom. And so wrapping up, I just want you to really use the energy that you have going in and push up until that very last minute. Pick up the phone and say, I'm going to this convention. I know that, you know, whether you've been watching what I've been doing or not, you want to be on this train, because I can guarantee you when I come out of convention, I'm going to be on a whole nother level, and there's going to be people joining me, and you want to be positioned to be in a place to benefit from that. Okay. And when you're going through convention, you want to be on the phone saying, guys, I'm at this convention. You'll never believe it. You want to be on this train. And you want to come out of convention saying, you'll never believe what I just heard or what I just seen. You don't want to miss this, right? And so don't get caught up in the packing. Don't worry about it. I mean, you want to look good, but pack comfy shoes. That's about it. That's my top tip for convention, pack comfy shoes. But, you know, packing is secondary. Use the energy going into convention to really knock it out of the park and bring some people with you. And if you can't bring people with you, make sure you got new people joining your team so that you can phone them while you're at convention and say, look, this is what just happened. You know, get on the phone and call everybody that you know and tell them what just happened, right? So guys, pack comfy shoes, push up to the very last minute, use the energy of convention, and I can't wait to see as many of you there as possible. See you later.
Thank you, Morgan. It's so true. I remember that. And actually, speaking of packing, I remember that first event you went to, you had a team member whose baggage got lost and they wore the same outfit the whole time. And guess what? They still came out of there and ranked. So you don't have to worry about what you're packing. I promise you. It's so funny.
Nobody cared. Everybody's so high vibe.
Yeah, I feel like there was one day she wore it inside out when people noticed, but other than that, no one did. Oh, just know that like, it's so much, this is my favorite thing. I was realizing this as I was talking to some people in the corporate world, is that there's this expectation for getting it right there, getting it perfect, showing up, having all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Here, effort is rewarded more than perfection. And I used to think, well, if I can't be all in, if I can't be perfect, if I can't show up at my right rank, if I can't get there easily, if I can't get there with a big team, then why? And then when I started actually investing in myself and started doing what the chairmen do, then I started moving towards becoming a chairman. Right. And so that's what I want to share with you is like, you don't have to have any of this figured out to be your first time traveling out of the country. I've seen people do that. When I got to my first event, I remember it was so funny. Melanie called. Okay. I wanted to work with Melanie. Melanie did not want to work with me for good reason. I had a lot of personal development to do. When I started with Melanie and with Freedom Revolution, I was actually drowning in $1 million in debt. I was depressed and suicidal. I had no friends. I hadn't talked to my dad in over 15 years. I had at best a mediocre relationship with my friends and family. And I had literally a toxic life. And you know that came out of my mouth. You know that came out of my attitude. You know that radiated from everything that I did. And so Melanie said, I will not work with you unless you go to this event. And it's in 10 days and it's $2,500 and it's across the country. And I'm like, of course, paying credit cards with credit cards. And here I am saying yes to that. Why? Because something inside of me knew I needed to be there. And I wasn't willing to settle for being okay anymore. Like I had the good job. I had the nice house, but it wasn't fulfilling. And I was just sick of doing it the traditional way, the go to work, get a job kind of thing. And it just wasn't working. And I knew that if this wasn't working, clearly that was working. I wanted what she had, so I'm going to listen to her. And I'm sure you've heard us say that before, is find people who have what you want and do what they do. And so if anyone on this panel tonight or any one of our chairmen, our leaders that are going to be at convention have what you want, then you know what to do, right? And working into that last minute is such a beautiful energy. And I wish Darla was in a place where she could speak. I know she's in the middle of a Jamaican storm right now. So she is living her yes life. And what I got to do as a blessing, I'm going to share with you what having a yes life has been able to create. And one of my favorite experiences that will forever be a cherished memory. I decided to come to Panama for a 10-day vacation. And then I decided to stay with just carry-on luggage. I literally did that. And then I was hopping around from couch to couch, friend's house to friend's house, business partner's place to business partner's place, launching businesses and working. And then Darla opened up her home to me. And I show up there and she's a P2000. And she's a P2000 who's consistently building. She's a veteran in the industry. She knows how to do this. And I remember the day that we hit, I say we, because I felt very involved in the process, even though it was completely Darla doing it. But P5 and chairman, like P2, these ranks are team ranks. No one hits chairman by themselves. You are a part of a chairman 50 organization and ultimately a chairman elite organization with Alex Morton. But being a part of this organization makes us all family and all part of the same team. So when we were sitting there and it was the day of, it was Monday night closeout, it was like 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And we're looking at each other and like, she's 3 away from P5000 and the look. And I was like, we're going P5 tonight. And we start making calls and everyone's on the phone and her husband and her daughter's boyfriend and me. And she's on. And it was one of those hilarious moments where we just decided that we were going to get it done. And we all came together. And Greg and Mel are on the other line. And we're saying, what can we do? Who can we call to react? What can we do to make this happen? And I had never been a part of a team where when I had a desire on my heart, if I said, this is really what I want, this is what I'm going for, they said, let me help you, come around you, let's do this together, let me pour into you and do any calls I can. She's got this guy trying to sign up and his credit card's not working, so I take the phone and do that while she reaches out to more people. It was one of the most chaotic, amazing hours in the walk. We had to go, like, it was like 15,000 steps we had to take after that, because my goodness, we were just buzzing. And what happened, the momentum that came out of that, the ripple effect that came out of that were multiple rank advancements, was tons of the blessings that happened with her traders, with our traders, with my traders, with all the people that are a part of our team. The ripple effect that happened in that energy was unparalleled. And I can tell you, if you guys have never done a run for rank where you're making calls until the very last minute, Please do. It's the most fun thing I've ever done in my whole life. And I 10 out of 10 recommend it. And it was so much fun. Just imagine it's like this cheering section. And, there's so much negativity in the world. And in my old job, it was very competitive. And now here I am with these people who are pouring into each other, cheering each other on, doing calls for people, and literally holding our goals right in front of us so that we can run towards it and smash through it. Picture it's like a marathon, and you see the finish line, and then you're tired, you're exhausted, your whole everything hurts, and you see the people you love cheering you on at the other end. What do? Push harder, you go faster. So we're at the finish line. We're in the last quarter. Games are always won in the last quarter. This is where rubber hits the road. And so I want to know, first of all, who is running for rank this week, who is running for a goal this week, who is really dialed in over these next few days to absolutely commit to crossing a finish line, because we're going to cheer you on right now. We're going to pour that energy into you. Yes, Christian, I'm so glad. Get it. Yes, Araya, I love it. Carmen, Sasha, let's go, Araya. I'm so excited because it's already done. You guys have everything it takes. And I promise you, between the freedomlaunch.com and all of our team website information, you go to your team website, you're going to have all the tools you need. But more importantly, Tammy, yes, Preet, yes, I love it. We are absolutely cheering you on, and we are here for you. We are running right with you. This is the only company and the only team and the only place that I've ever had people who were more successful than me committed to my goals, people who had the success that I was seeking pouring into me, right? Because I always worked for my boss. Now it's kind of like my mentor works for me. That's what they say. How can I help? What do you need from me? How can I? It's absolutely incredible. And so know that as you run into convention, we want to celebrate you on stage. We want to celebrate you hitting your rank tomorrow night, payday cutoff, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard, that's cutoff, right? We want to see you get paid. This is not a club. It is a family, but it's not a club. We don't want you to sign up and just hang out. We want you to come here and win. And there's 8 different ways to capitalize on crypto. There is a gazillion ways to capitalize on Forex and e-commerce. And we just want you to find the lane that buys your freedom. And we want to cheer you on and help you crush those goals. So that's what we're here for. That's our heart. We're story collectors. I can tell you, I build this business because I'm addicted to the thank you texts. I'm addicted to being tagged on Instagram as someone saying, hey, you know what? A year ago, I was here and now I'm not. 2 weeks ago, I didn't know how I was going to retire. I didn't know how I was going to take care of my disabled son. I didn't know how I was going to make it. And then here I am with a vehicle and a hope and a future. Thank you so much. Those keep me up. They get me up in the morning. As you can see, I'm already packed. I've been packed for days. I'm very much anticipating this trip. I'm so excited to see you guys. I consider you family, and I'm so grateful that we get to do this journey together. So now I really want to talk about how to prepare. So we know that we're pushing into, oh, I'm so glad, Sydney. Yes, I put some tips on packing for an event and carry-ons, because traveling, when I was cutting back on my expenses, I had to find a way to not pay so much money for carry-ons. And that was something like my grocery budget was $40 a week before I found this company. And so when I was able to travel with carry-ons, that really made a big difference. So I did a reel on Instagram. If you care for some packing tips, feel free. So thank you, Sydney. So we've got preparing, right? First of all, first things first, get to the event. If that's all you can do, get to the event. If you can go and bring some people with you, and I promise you can, and reach out to someone who has done it before, they'll show you how. My hindsight, have you guys ever heard hindsight is 2020? Right? Hindsight is 2020. You have put 2020 in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So, and I believe it. You guys see this is true too? So guess what? I remember going to a convention with no people. I remember sitting on the sideline saying, well, maybe we'll just watch it at home. I remember saying, oh, well, maybe, and we don't even know if there's a virtual, so I don't even know if that's an option. But like I used to say, well, I've been to a few, maybe not this one. So I've been there, and I've also made the decision to go, mostly because I was scared Melanie wouldn't work with me. I was one of those people who was not motivated by pleasure. I was motivated by pain. It was fear. Fear drove me. But guess what? My fear of loss eventually got outweighed by my fear of missing out. And my fear of missing out on mentorship, my fear of missing out on those sidebar conversations, my fear of missing out of those relationships, that became so much greater a pull than my fear of loss, because it was more expensive to not go than to go. And now I know that. And so when you reach out to someone like me, like Morgan, then you're going to have someone who can say, hey, not only do I know why it's important, I'm also going to help you move mountains and obstacles, because I promise you, we've moved them too. And if we haven't personally moved them, we've helped someone else move them. So when we ask, how can I? The answers get easier and the solutions get easier. And I promise you will help. So we got to get you there, get you to the event. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is crush your goals in the meantime and get as many people to come with you as possible. Have you guys heard about this promo? Well, some of you have, some of you are brand new. Did you know the Forbes top 30 under 30 top networker in the world, 33-year-old dorm room to millionaire, Mr. Alex Morton, business partners with like people like Grant Cardone and Christopher Terry. He's done more with his crypto than many of us could even fathom. This guy has offered to take us for dinner, personally, small, intimate group. Do you guys want to go for dinner with Alex Morton? Drop yes, please. If you want to go to dinner with the person who was personally mentored by Bob Proctor, his protege. Okay. Right? I love this. Okay. So everyone's in on this. Okay. Guess what? All you have to do to get this luxury experience where you're going to taste food that you can't even describe, because we're not taking him McDonald's. So you get this beautiful dinner from this amazing mentor pouring into you. You can ask him any question you want. All you have to do is help 10 people find their way that you personally enrolled, 10 personal people of yours, to get them to West Palm Beach. Why? Because he knows that's where their life is going to change. Alex is at a point now where anyone he talks to has a transfer of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, it's transferred. That man has a lot of energy. So anyone who can get in his presence, who can get to hear his voice, who can be in the space that he's pouring into, will level up, period. Now, his challenge is not, how do I become a good leader? How do I impact people? He knows how to do that. His is, how do I scale? How do I equip more people? And you know how he's going to do it? Working with key leaders. Convention is 4 days total. One of those nights, he's taking our top leaders to dinner. You think that he maybe has some other groups that he'd like to take in, or that he'd like to take for dinner, that he could take for dinner? For sure. There's hundreds, thousands of people that would happily line up for that. But he said, I see greatness in this organization. Everything that Melanie and Greg have done, head office consults with them on questions about marketing, on positioning, on events, on speaking. Melanie's in Lisbon right now speaking at an IM event, traveling the world. They're calling her around the globe. Why? Because of their character, because of their track record, because of their systems, because of the quality of people in this amazing team, because of how fast we're growing, because of how many amazing people we're attracting, right? So he sees greatness in us and he wants to pull it out of us so we can expand his impact, so we can make a difference in the world that he can't make. He's good forever financially. Everyone with his last name is good forever. He's here to make a difference. He's here to make Bob proud. He's here to say thank you to his parents who were immigrants. He's here to say thank you. Okay. So he wants to do that by pouring into us. And all we have to do is get 10 people that we love to a place that's going to impact them. So the ripple effect is not only going to live through us, it's going to live through these people who get to have this experience. So if you want help creating that reality, sitting at that dinner table, getting around those people, again, reach out to the person that invited you here. So you got to get there. You got to crush your goals in the meantime, getting people to convention, building your teams, hitting your ranks. Then what do we do after convention? Okay. And I believe that convention is a lot like January 1st. How many of you guys think you would be more successful if you started January 1st with all your food prepped in the kitchen, a personal trainer you've already picked out, and you know how to work all the exercises, and you've already put it all in your schedule? If you had a fitness goal January 1st and you had that set up, do you think you would be more likely to win than if you started thinking about it on January 1st? Put a first in the chat if you think that is a recipe. Being prepared is going to set you up to actually be able to implement, right? Absolutely. Right. I love it, Sydney. Yes. Sandra. Yes. Michael, Nando. Love it. Jan. Okay. We're all on the same page. So this is how we prepare for our January 1st. Our launch in our business starts the day we get to convention. No, I didn't say the day we get home. Why? Because like Morgan said, you definitely do reach outs during convention. We definitely book calls during convention. We definitely make that happen. Why? Because when are you in the best state? When are you in your best energy? When you're surrounded by a bunch of people who are like, yeah, get your dreams, get your goals, go get it. And here's how. Maybe. Yeah. So while you're in that environment, before you have to go back to the day job, before you have to go back to the bills, before you have to go back to the pile of paperwork, that's where we started. So your start day, your January 1, is the day you get to convention. Here's how you prepare your meal prep and your personal trainer. So first of all, you put your mentor on notice. So if you're working with someone personally that is helping you grow, you know who they are. And if you don't, reach out to Morgan or I. Will help you get connected to somebody. We'll make sure we can find you. And you let them know that you're launching, you're serious, and you're ready to rock and roll, because you're going to put us to work. You're going to put us to work because we work for you. Remember? Isn't that so cool? So we get to come and support you and give you all the roadmaps and all the tools. We're going to tell you all the important things. I promise you, our job is to make you money so that we can go and tell your story. We are story collectors. That is our jam. Okay. So we want to create a story out of you. We want to see your dreams come true because that's our resume. This is literally, our goals are perfectly aligned with yours. So you want to put us on notice. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a list of people that you want to talk to first. I'm going to give you some tips on that. Okay. So the list of people that you're going to make are the people that you want to do life and business with. These are people that you would want to do life or business with. So whether that's going on a long vacation, someone you would take out for dinner, someone you would invite over for dinner, someone that you love, someone you currently do life with, or you really wish you could see more, then you're also going to have people that you want to do business with. These are people you look up to, people that are successful at the things that they do. They have lots of contacts everywhere they go. They're well connected. They're busy. They have a lot on their plate. They have money. Those are the kind of people you want to start a business with. If you were launching a multi-million-dollar empire, you talk to the people who maybe had some capacity for that, right? Then you also want to talk to people who are your raving fans. These are people who cheer you on social media, people who follow you, people who are engaged, people who are a part of your life. Okay. And then you also want to think about people you used to work with in the past. You may not be where you want to be, but I promise you, you're not where you are. And you're inspiring somebody just by the fact that you're trying. Just by the fact that you have hopes and dreams and goals and a vision and a vehicle. That is more than most people ever have. Most people hope they get to 65 and kind of enjoy retirement and create something that looks like enough. Most people don't go for their dreams. Most people don't. But we're not most people. What is that? What's that Steve Jobs quote? The square pegs and the round holes. Yeah, that's us. That's us. This wasn't my first choice, but it is my last chance. This is my Super Bowl. If this is your Super Bowl, this is you going for your dreams. This is the thing you're betting on to set your family free. This is the only way you're going to make millions of dollars and pay off your family's debt and go and create a life that your children, that you never experienced as a child for your children. If this is your shot, put Super Bowl in the chat. Because I don't have any other way to buy my dad a retirement property. I don't have any other way to create a financial empire that allows me to teach my children history in the Vatican. I don't have another way to help my family pay off their student debt. I don't have another way to be able to stay home with my babies for as long as I want on maternity leave without asking permission from my husband. Yes, there's so many of you. This is your Super Bowl. Right, Rob, that's the thing. How many of you have parents that can't retire? How many of you watched your parents work until the last minute they breathed? This is the thing. This is our shot. So we got to play all out. We got to get to West Palm Beach. We got to go for gusto. Yes, right, Sydney? I love this. Who are we fighting for? So in that process, we need to make that list. And I want you to know that just because I looked great on the outside, I had a 6-figure job. I was volunteering on every single board that there was. I had 3 rental properties by the time I was 25 years old. I also, for fun on weekends, for fun, people thought, but I would run a restaurant. So I had a couple of jobs. No one was looking at me saying, oh, I bet you her life sucks. No, people thought that my life was the answer to their problems, that if only they could have a rental property. It was strangling me. It was suffocating me. Don't prejudge. You don't know. I know people who had to sell their cell phone to get into this deal. I know people that were making $3 a day before they got here that are now millionaires. So we don't know who's resourceful that doesn't look like they're resourceful. And we don't know who's suffering that looks like they're okay. So make your list. And what I want you to do is before West Palm Beach, I want you to have that list ready. Have 100 names. Go through your Facebook list. Go through your cell phone list. Go through everyone you used to work with. Go through all of it. Everyone you've ever hired, everyone you've ever paid a bill to, everyone you've ever, if you could see them at the grocery store and smile, they go on your list. Okay. And we're going to get ready and we're going to talk to them. We're going to reach out to them. We're going to invite them to calls. We're going to say, hey, I'm really excited. I'm working on this thing. I don't know if it's going to be a good fit for you. There's a ton of money in it, but you got to talk to Morgan. You got to talk to Rich. Oh my gosh, I have to introduce you to Darla. You're good, Morgan. So you want to make your list and you want to get ready. Now, if you're really serious about leaving West Palm Beach with a fire, you also want to get back to the person that invited you here. Let them know you've already got your list of 100 because you guys could do this tonight if you were serious. If there was no way to pay your rent on April 1st, you might be willing to do this. So if you're hungry enough, the biggest killer of success is comfort. So maybe you're comfortable, and that's okay if you're comfortable. But if you're done, if you're sick and tired of this and you're ready to go help those people and serve your family and win your Super Bowl, if you're ready, then you could do this right away. Go make that list of 100 people, reach out to the person that is mentoring you, and not only put them on notice, but also ask them to book a launch call. And they're going to help you fill that launch call with those 100 people and create a follow-up plan. Okay. So leading up to, we're going to get our tickets. We're going to be there or be square because our team does what we do, not what we say. You need to be there. If you can physically get there, if there's any physical possible way of you getting there, you got to get there. Then we got to hit our goals in the meantime. We got to make our list. And finally, at convention, we have to show people what they're missing out on. So what I recommend is making a post tonight saying, hey, I'm going back to school. I'm really excited. Wish me luck. It's going to get everyone's eyes opening. What are you going to school for? Make money online. Learn crypto. You ever started crypto? What do you know about it? Then what you're going to do is you're going to document the journey. You're going to take pictures. You're going to meet friends. Every time you run into a chairman or someone around, you're going to ask them for their 60-second story. How long you been in IM? How's it going? Where were you before? I did this the other day. I ran into a guy. He literally went from working at Future Shop to never having a job ever again. And he's an educator now. Just imagine what's possible. Part of documenting your process is you telling your story. And I actually want to introduce you to one of my very best friends. I would say my very best friend, but I'm going to leave some wiggle room in case I'm not her best friend. No, I'm teasing. So my very best friend, Brianna, she is the lady who did my content for the last event. Her and her fiance are phenomenal photographers. They're phenomenal videographers. They're phenomenal posers. They are like, oh my gosh, put your arm here. And then you're like, what? And they're like, no, I know it's awkward, but you look great. They're just amazing. She will do something silly behind his head to make sure you smile so that you are actually giggling. She'll like dance or say funny things every single time so you look natural. Okay. So Brianna and Chad are coming to West Palm Beach and they only have a couple of positions available for some photography opportunities. Now there's a difference between candid and edited. And I can tell you, you go onto my page, you know which ones Chad did. Promise you, just at a glance. Doesn't take an expert, okay? And when you elevate your game in terms of your presence and how you present yourself, you're going to elevate who you attract, okay? So Brianna is diligent, she's kind, she's lovely. I obviously am a fan. So I'm going to hand it off to her. She's going to tell you what these tools, what they've put together. There's only 3 available, guys. So if you're interested in some fire content from this event, you need to absolutely pay attention because we really don't have a lot of spaces available. So get a pen and paper handy. This is the one time we're going to go over it and you're going to have, there's not a lot. So let's make sure we are paying attention. All right, Brianna, take it away. What do you got for us?
Thank you so much. And of course, you're my best friend too. That made my heart so, Hi guys. So I, like Shanna said, we have really limited spots available. We have pre-sold quite a few already. So if you were there last convention, you'll kind of, yeah, definitely Shanda. If you are there at last convention, you'll kind of know, have a gist of already what's going on. But because of the way convention went last time, we've made some major changes. So I have to tally them up again. So definitely message me after if you're interested, because I think I only have 3 spots, like Shanna said, available. We have only 2 packages though this time. So we have your plain headshots, which is where you'll get 6 final edited photos, like just 6 edited photos. But for those 6 photos, we'll put you in like 4 poses. So you have a range to choose from. We'll take way more photos than that. So you'll definitely have your choice of. And then that's for $200 US. And then my lifestyle package, which I don't know that I actually have spots left for the headshots. I'll have to check. Definitely message me if you're interested. Lifestyle, you'll get a total of 15 edited photos, plus the event recap video. We're doing a generalized one this time, which you can add on as well if you want, which for the 15 edited photos, it's like we'll put you in 2 headshot poses. So either like this or like this or like this or whatever. And then you'll get 5 lifestyle poses. And the total of that lifestyle package is $500 US. And I do believe I only have 3 spots left. So definitely message me. And that's all we honestly have time for. We're only doing 2 people a day. So it's going to be crazy like last time, but go a lot smoother. So I'm excited.
Okay. And y'all, this is in West Palm Beach in March, not Houston in November.
Yeah, that's a major.
I want you to know the backdrop is gonna be lit and it's gonna be incredible. So I just dropped Brianna's Instagram, the link to her Instagram. So if you can click on it, it'll take you right there. That's in the chat. And so just to recap, 3 packages, which include 15 edited photos with a variety of positions or whatever.
Yeah, we have 3 spots left. And only for the package of the lifestyle from my beliefs, which is a total of 15 photos you'll receive back, but we'll put you in like a total of 7 different poses. So you've options to choose from. Like you get a choice in which photos you get. So.
And how much? And it's USD, right?
Yeah, it's USD. It's $500 US, and then that includes a generalized event recap video as well. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good. If you haven't seen an event recap, you can always go to Mel's Instagram, Greg's Instagram, your Instagram, Shanda, to get an idea of that.
Let me see if I can find it.
Chad can make a killer video. It's his favorite video effects. He does really, really well. It's nice, like remembering thing too to have. So
let me share my
I'm really excited.
IG. Okay, so here now I want to clarify, you are not going to get a personalized video the way that these ones are done, but you can see the quality of what they're talking about. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. That was a little choppy because of the streaming. Like the receiving end.
Yeah, that's about us here, but I'm also going to show you some posts. For example, Chad took this picture. Like, no big deal. Obviously it's candid, but like, oh, okay, I just look like a starlet.
Yeah, you totally do.
You know, and it's really incredible. Chad took this photo. So imagine you could have someone capture what you want captured in the video recap, shows you're part of something, as well as your personal imagery. Okay, so we have 3 available. I want to know by a show of ones in the chat who wants us to, like, I'm going to keep track in the chat. Who wants to have a conversation about taking one of those spots? Julie? Okay, perfect. I'll make sure that I connect with you, Julie. And what I'm going to do is anyone else, because I know there's a bunch that are sending it to hosts and panelists. I'll start taking the names down and yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. We'll get in contact, but please message Brianna right now. Yeah, Sydney, you totally have. Okay, good. But like Sandra, just message her directly. We're going to get you guys set up because we want our team, we want our people to have access to this. This cost $1,500 for the same thing at the last event and at the events before. So I just want you guys to know that there are, this is a special deal we're doing just for you. So make sure you get your spot, DM us. So now the next step for you, get your photographer booked, get your ticket, put your mentor on notice, get your list together, book your call, and I will see you in West Palm Beach. Thank you, Brianna. See you later, guys.